A warm welcome to the program where we delve into the intricacies of the modern woman's life and of course explore strategies for successful managing of delicate juggling acts between career, family and self-care. My name is Nwachinemere and I am your host for this program. You know, in today's fast-paced world, women are often confronted with the challenge of striking a balance between their professional pursuits, familial responsibilities and personal well-being. The societal expectations and pressures can be overwhelming, and that is why we are here to navigate through this complex terrain and empower you with insights, tips and real-life stories. Before we dive into our discussion, I want to remind you to connect with us on social media. Follow us on Facebook at Spectrum TV Live, on X at Spectrum T Online. You can also reach out to me personally on Facebook, Twitter or LinkedIn at Nwachinemere. Our website is spectrumtvlive.ng, where you can watch the live TV for other wholesome content. We value your thoughts and your contributions. And if you have any challenges or stories that you'd like to share with us here on the program, you can send me an email at bestnwachinemere60@gmail.com or on our social media platforms. We will do our best to address them during or after the show. So don't be afraid to join the conversation. Now, you already know that here on EMPOWHER, I do not do it alone. I'm never alone on set. Today, I have an incredible woman who is going to do and who is already doing an incredible job of balancing her career, her family, and her self-care. She is a successful head of station of a radio station. She's a wife and a mom, and anytime you see her, you would know that she has it all together. I'm so eager to hear what her secret is, and of course I know that you are eager too. She will share her experience, her insights on how she manages the delicate balance in her life. But first, let us set the stage by looking at some of the facts and figures related to the challenges faced by modern women in maintaining this delicate balance. To be a part of this conversation and stay updated on future episodes, follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel on our website. You can find all of them on our website. Your input is valuable, so don't hesitate to join the discussion. Now, let's take a short break. When we return, we'll delve into the statistics and explore the intricacies of the modern woman's balancing act. Welcome back to Empower Her, the program designed to empower and to guide the modern woman through the complexities of balancing career, family, and self-care. Now, according to recent studies, women make up a significant portion of the workforce. Yet, they continue to bear the brunt of domestic responsibilities. The expectations placed on women to excel in both professional and personal realms can lead to stress, burnout, and a feeling of inadequacy. So as we navigate through this discussion, keep in mind that achieving balance is not about perfection. No, it's about finding harmony in the chaos. It's about recognizing your priorities, setting realistic expectations, and prioritizing self-care. Finding harmony in the chaos requires a thoughtful approach and a set of practical tools. So let's take a moment to discuss some essential strategies that can empower you on your path to achieving balance. I have 5 tips for us today. The first one is self-care. I cannot stop talking about self-care. One of the fundamental pillars of maintaining balance is prioritizing self-care. It's not selfish. It's self-preservation. Taking time for yourself, whether it's through exercise, mindfulness, or a hobby you love, is crucial for replenishing your energy and sustaining your well-being. The second is set realistic expectations. Now, acknowledge that you cannot do it all. It is impossible, and that is perfectly okay. Setting realistic expectations for yourself in both your professional and your personal life is essential. Understand your limitations and be willing to ask for help when needed. You are a superhero, I know that, but you do not have superpowers. Remember that you don't have to be a superwoman. You just have to be the best version of yourself. The third is effective communication. Why? Because communication is key in balancing any act, be it in your relationship, in your job. Openly communicate with your family and your workplace about your needs, your priorities, your boundaries. Having transparent conversation ensures that everyone is on the same page and allows for better understanding and support. The fourth is embrace flexibility. This life no suppose hard. Life is already unpredictable and plans may need to change. Embrace flexibility and be adaptable in your approach. This mindset will help you navigate unexpected challenges with resilience and a positive attitude. Now, the final one is time management. Of course, we have an episode on Empower Her where we talked about time management, how best you can manage your time. You might want to head over to our YouTube channel to watch that episode again. So, efficient time management is a crucial skill in any modern woman's toolkit. Prioritize tasks, set realistic deadlines, and create a schedule that accommodates both work and personal responsibilities. This will help you make the most of your time and reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed. As we move forward in our discussion, keep these strategies in mind. And remember, the key to a successful balancing act is not perfection, but finding a rhythm that works for you. Stay with us as we bring in our special guest. I'm already gingered for her. She's going to share her personal experiences in her journey and share her own strategies with us. But first, let's take a short break. When we return, our guest will provide valuable insights into the practical application of these strategies in her journey of managing career, family, and self-care. Stay with us. Welcome back to Empower Her, and thank you for staying with us. If you are just joining, yes, you have missed so much. You might want to head over to our YouTube channel, our Spectrum TV, to catch up and of course watch previous episodes of Empower Her. Back to today's conversation. Having explored some strategies, let's now welcome our special guest for today. Let me tell you a bit about her. She is a boss lady, she is a mom, and she's a woman with so much passion and so much fire. She is the head of station Tankse FM 102.7 FM Uyo, and I'm so glad to have her here today with me on set. Please help me welcome Mrs. Ekaite Johnny. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Bess, for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, ma'am. For this conversation, I might have to use your first name. I hope that is okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh,
it's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Good.
Yes, it is. And you are looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
I think we are going to have a session on Empower Her where you're going to tell us your skincare routine, because I want to know, and I'm sure a lot of people also do want to know. Okay, so today, here is one question. When I look at you, here is one question I always ask. How did you set out on this journey to the point that you are even the head of station to a whole radio station? How did you set out on this journey?
Okay, so you're asking about the career path.
Yes, your career path.
I would say that first, you have to know what you want. Then you go for it. Then you take trainings. You have to make up your mind to add value to yourself. What you know today might not be very relevant, might not be so sought after tomorrow. So you have to keep improving on yourself. So that's what it is. Know what you want and your passion. Basically, most people that do a lot of stuff today might not necessarily have studied that in school, but that's their passion. So you look deep within yourself and say, what is my passion? And you pursue that your passion.
Yeah. You know, let's deviate a bit from the topic for today. You said something that struck a chord with me. You said that what you do today, what you are learning today, what you know today might not be relevant. And yes, that is true. And that is the fear of many women, I myself included. So what would you say to ladies out there who they are feeling like, I really want to do this? Maybe let's even use tech, for example. I want to do machine learning, but I'm not sure machine learning will still be relevant in 10 years.
Okay, you know, whatever knowledge you have, it's not lost. Whatever you learn and you know, it's for yourself. So you shouldn't be bothered or have the fears of, oh, whatever I know today might no longer be relevant tomorrow. It can't be taken away from you. And those things might come back. Most of these things that are happening today are just improvements. So you first have to you don't just jump and reach the up of the ladder. You start by taking the first step. So whatever you learn, just make sure that you are good at it and you keep improving. The bottom line is don't stay at one place. Don't be static. Keep adding value to yourself. So don't be scared. If you want to learn machine learning, you know where to start. So you keep going. As it improves, you improve. with the technologies.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
And that is a stellar advice. Now, coming back to our conversation for today, you said do something, you know, chase your passion and all of that. Now, to you, what has your choice, like your career choice, how has it impacted your life overall?
Oh, my career choice, like you said, okay, I'm pretty, my skincare, you say I
Yes.
glitter. What it is when you do what you love doing, there's this fulfillment that you have. So we just, as ladies, as humans, you have to choose what you love doing, so that when the challenges, there is no, I don't think there's any profession that doesn't have its or her own challenges.
Yeah.
But when you choose and you're doing what you love to do, when the challenges come, you'll be able to withstand it. You brace up, you're ready, you know that this is what I chose to do. So it helps you to manage other things because you're doing what you love.
Yeah, and working on its own is already rewarding because you are doing something that you love to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, as someone who you literally wear multiple hats, how do you manage to find moments of joy and fulfillment in both your professional and, of course, your personal life?
Okay, I know when you were reeling out the strategies for balancing, having a balanced, and thank God you really said there is nothing that you can say this is the rules of. We might have those rules, but people are different. Circumstances are different, and situations are different. So you know, for your home, this is how your home is. It's not the same with the other person's home, but there would I say there are factors that are just, if you apply it, there are principles that it will work. For example, practically, for my personal life, my people, my husband, the kid, everybody knows. Everybody knows in my house that I will go to work, so I plan. You can't be successful without planning. So I plan in the family, I plan my personal, I still create time for my personal self, for myself, like you said, self-love, self-care, because I have to add value to myself. I have to create that time for myself to be able to be effective
And
it's
not being selfish. Taking time out for yourself is not being selfish.
It's actually being generous, because when you add value to yourself and you take some time out for yourself, you are going to be more productive. You're going to be more productive for your family. You're going to be more productive in the workplace.
Yeah.
And in your environment, in whatever thing you do.
She said something, I don't know if you caught that, Rema. You cannot be successful without planning. Best. This is a call for you to start planning if you know that you want to be a successful lady. Okay, balancing career, family, and self-care. This also involves making tough decisions, because I imagine that sometimes you have to make a choice between family and work. Have you ever been in that situation, and how were you able to navigate it?
Yes. I know when you were talking about some of those things, the strategies for effective time management.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to manage your time very well. So that, you know, this is the time that this has to be done for the home. And this is the time that this particular time has to be dedicated for work. Yes, I know that there may be some exigencies that happen and it almost wants to clash. You have to also let your boss, if you are the boss, you have to also know that this particular time, it's the family time and it shouldn't disrupt the work time. If such an instance comes that you have to make a decision, like you said, tough decision, you have to let the family know that it's not as if I'm neglecting my family duties. It's just that this particular thing at work needs to be taken care of. It automatically becomes like a priority. It's not an everyday thing.
Let's just call it an emergency.
An emergency happens. The same with the family. You could be at work, an emergency happens back home. The home front needs your urgent attention. So you have to let the people at the workplace know that, oh, I need to dash to the house, or I need to dash somewhere to take care of some personal things. It's not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
But for the one that is basic, is that you have to manage your time. You know that you plan, you manage your time, you strategize, you prioritize, and it helps a whole lot.
There's a guest I had on Empower Her who gave us a tip. Like, she gave us many tips on time management. You might want to go and watch that episode. She said something about a time management technique where you plan yourself based on urgent and important. Not urgent, but important. Not urgent, not important. Important, but not urgent. I mean that since she said that, I've tried to, you know, manage myself that way, and you find that a lot of things that you waste your time on are not really urgent.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're not.
And
yes.
then I've had another guest who said that she has a rule. This is work time and this is home time, that she does not carry her work to her home and vice versa. So no matter the emergency, as long as she's at home, she's not opening her laptop again. Do you think that that is an effective way to balance the role between your family life and your professional life?
It's one of the top effective ways, and I actually apply that to my life as well.
Okay.
I set up a time that this is actually the family time, because a work, if you do not do that, family will suffer at the detriment of work.
Yeah.
Like I said initially, except it is an emergency, you do not have, I had stopped. I used to do that. I used to just take work and say, okay, let me just, I couldn't conclude this and I have to step out of the office. So let me try go get them, attend to family, and now try to wrap up work. At a point I had to stop it to have a balanced sort of try to balance my life. Yes. So it's actually key. You have to make some decisions and say, okay, this is where my work time stops. I can't cross over to family time.
Yeah.
So I have done that and it works. I tell you, it works.
And that is a really tough call to make, because sometimes it might be very urgent, but you want to be disciplined. You want to say, no, you know my time, you know how it is for me.
If you're not disciplined in life, you will not achieve a lot of things. Because everything will always be trying to compete for your attention. So you have to be disciplined. Even in prioritizing, when you're done prioritizing, you have to be disciplined to follow through.
Yes.
Even in time management, one of the principles of time management is the discipline to stick to what you have set out to achieve in time.
And you know one thing is that when you are that disciplined, people actually take notice, and they will know, oh, do not disturb her at this time. No, she's at home. She's not going to give you any attention.
Exactly.
You know what? Just come back Monday by 7 a.m. You are sure that you have her undivided attention.
Exactly.
Now you are it's already a full-time job being a mom. You're a homemaker. That is a full-time job. I call women who are working and also mothers, I call them superheroes. I call them superheroes every day on Empower Her, and I keep celebrating you. And know that I am always giving you flowers. And to you, because you are amazing. So now you are one superhero here in the studio right now. You are a mom and you also have a job. Not just a job, but you're a boss, which means that you have higher responsibilities than the average worker. How do you now prioritize learning? You said something about continuous learning. You have to constantly develop yourself. You have to learn. You have to improve on your skills so that you remain relevant. So how do you make out time amidst all of this, you know, to learn and to develop yourself and to hone your skills?
Okay, you know, when you are in the society, you do not isolate yourself and say, I am an island. For example, for the home, you know that maybe your social cycle, you can't isolate yourself because you're working and say, okay, my cycle just stops within my workplace.
Yes. You
have to go for conferences, attend seminars, read up, study. There are so many materials out there on the internet, and even get to learn from people around you, from situations and from things that happen around you, so you get to learn. So I would say that in being a career person, being a mom, what I've been able to do is to open up myself.
Okay.
I learn. People can, like, on Empower Her, I wouldn't say I know it all. I listen to you. I learn from you. Even when I'm a boss lady, I learn from my subordinates. I don't just say I'm the boss lady, I give out, I know everything. No. I learn from people. I read up. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Strive. Like, you have some time amidst all your schedule to just say, from this particular time, you carve out time. It's what I practically do. You carve out time to go online and read. Take what you want to study, what you want to do, pay time, and add value to yourself. Look, God has created humans, and like you said, women, superhumans. Yes. Your brain can take as much as you want your brain to take. So you could still just say, with all my schedule that is choked up, create time to add value to yourself. Yes. There are some organizations, NGOs, lots of things out there. You can choose the one that fits into what you want to achieve for your life, your purpose for yourself, and you can find time to align and maybe just go out and travel, read, lots of things to do.
I was going to ask what your hobbies are, but you know, what you said about, you know, carving out time, I do it too. What I do is that even if it's not a course in the niche that I'm currently practicing, but I want to learn this. I mean, everybody, tech is the new rave of the moment. Yes, everybody wants to be a tech sis and a tech bro. I'll just say, okay, there are free resources online, even if you don't want to pay. There are free resources, there are groups that you can join. So as soon as I enroll for a course, I just go to my calendar app, and then I schedule it, like from this time to this time, this is it. Yes. So your phone can be very annoying sometimes, like when it's bugging you, time for learning, time for learning, time for learning. And that is where discipline comes in. Because if you mute it and say you're not doing it today, nobody's going to force you. But you have to be disciplined enough to, you know, to know that this is a task that you set for yourself, and so you have to do it. Another strategy I employ is that I celebrate myself. I celebrate women around me. When you set out a task and you actually achieve it, you tell yourself, you know what, if it's a cup of ice cream today, I celebrate myself with books. I say, okay, now I'm eligible to read one new book. Now, because I set a goal and I achieved it. So now, to give myself the flowers that I deserve, I'm going to read a book, or I'm just going to sleep the whole of Saturday. I'm not going to do anything.
Anything that works for you.
Yes, anything that works for you. Okay, now how about yourself, like self-care? What do you do to decompress, to distress? Like after maybe, I don't know, maybe after a week of hard work, you now say, this is how I distress myself.
Okay, so I like to exercise. So it's part of the things that I do. I keep fit, and it also keeps me in a very good mood. So I run very early in the mornings, quite early. So I exercise. Then I also love to sing. So it helps me to relax. So those are my hobbies. I sing, I dance, then I exercise.
I cannot sing. I love singing. Yeah. But I cannot sing to save my life. I'm constantly singing off key. But it does something, like when you are just shouting and singing your song, it does something to
it helps me to it helps me to release steam. So you just I just let myself be in the mood. I sing, then I add some dance, then I just in the morning I exercise. So
for me too, I like to hike, and then I discover that breathing in, like when I'm hiking, nothing else matters. I'm not thinking of work. I'm not thinking of financial response. I'm not even thinking of the rising cost of living.
You know, in Nigeria, we say trouble no they finish.
Trouble no they finish.
So at that point, you are doing what you like. Trouble no they finish. You go find one place day. So that's what it is.
Yes. Okay, now coming back to the home front, and I like to think not just the home front, also the professionally. How do you deal with external pressures? You know, sometimes you really want to do this, or you feel that you can do more, but there are external pressures. You have so many responsibilities, so many things that you owe your allegiance to. How do you deal with the pressures? Okay, and staying true to your aspirations? Okay,
like I said, you know that there are so many materials. It is materials on emotional intelligence, not just to read it up, you have to be able to practicalize it. So I do a lot of emotional intelligence. I know the things that could trigger me the wrong way. So I try to stay off, and I know how to keep my emotions and put myself in check. So when the external pressures come, I know how to handle it.
Wow.
I know that if you allow yourself to go under the pressure, you will not be effective.
And you will not be productive.
You will not be productive. You will not be happy with yourself. So you have to find a way to understand the things that trigger you the negative way and the things that trigger you the positive way. Wow. So you know how to handle yourself.
That will take a lot of introspection, a lot of thinking in.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So you as a woman, when you have to empower, the title of this your program is Empower Her. So you just have to don't wait for someone to empower you. You have to empower yourself. One of the key factors of empowering yourself is to know what works for you. That's what I'm saying. Study, read. Then when you read those materials, try to apply it to yourself. That's what I'm saying, like about emotional intelligence. you must have it and you must apply it, not only to read it, but apply it to yourself. So you know the things that trigger you, you try to stay away. The ones that trigger you the positive way, you incline to it.
Wow, you know what I just learned from what you just said? Introspection and understanding yourself.
Yes.
You know, when you look into yourself, you may act out in a way, then you now sit down and ask yourself, Bess, why did I react this way to this thing? It will help you, oh, that is what cut out for us. We are now going to look at how to manage ourselves and our emotions. But for now, let us go on a quick break. When we come back, we have a couple of emails here from people, and we are going to, you know, table that together with our guests for today. So please continue to stay with us.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Welcome back to Empower Her. And today we've been talking about balancing act. You know, managing yourself as a woman, managing your career, managing your home, and yourself, your self-care. And when I talk about self-care, I'm talking about both your skincare, your mental health, all of those things join. And today we have the amazing Mrs. Ekaite Johnny. She is the head of station Thanksio FM 102.7 FM Uyo. And today she's been giving us word basmos. I know you have missed a lot, so please go back and refresh. But in the meantime, we have some questions from viewers. I think we're going to take just 5 today because of time. So, ma'am, I'm just going to ask you the questions. How do you handle moments? This is from, okay, let's just keep her name withheld. How do you manage moments of self-doubt and maintain confidence, especially when juggling various responsibilities?
Okay, as a woman and as a human, I know that I cannot do it all and that I don't have it all. So there are some moments that you kind of doubt yourself. But then I feel that is normal. The only problem that I might have is if you dwell on that feeling. Most times those are just feelings. That's not the real you. The real you is more than that your fear. The real you is more than that your doubt. So how I manage it is, I manage such moments are, one, I reflect on what I have achieved prior to whatever thing that is making me to doubt or to fear. So when you can reflect on, okay, if I could handle this way, then this is something I could, if I just put effort I can, and you'll be shocked. The little effort you just put or the much effort you put, you will handle it. So I just have it in me that I know that there is no challenge that cannot be overcome.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I'm a Christian. So as a Christian, I know that Ecclesiastes says, there is nothing new under the sun. That's what Solomon wrote. So I know that I just have this philosophy that there is no issue, there is no challenge that no one has not passed through, has not overcome. So if this challenge has gone to another person, the person was able to conquer it, to overcome it. So yes, the fear comes and the doubt comes, but I just know that if this thing comes as a challenge, then I can handle it.
Yeah.
So that's how I deal with doubt and fear. And automatically the fear leaves.
Yeah, and that is very encouraging. And for me, I would say even when it doesn't work, like you try your best, it doesn't work, breathe. Let yourself breathe. Understand that you're human. Just like she said, you cannot do it all. Not all the time anyway. And then there's something somebody wrote. You know, I understand imposter syndrome, but I think this is what this person is dealing with. I understand imposter syndrome, and it's real. But there's something somebody wrote, and I read it, I'm like, wow. The person said, when you are feeling, when you have that feeling of imposter syndrome creeping, remember that those who are really imposting, it was actually funny the way he wrote it, he or she. When you are really, those who are really imposting don't feel the syndrome. So ask yourself, what made those people who trusted you with this task? What made them trust you? And then know that it's because they knew that you could do it. So
Yes.
put a little trust in yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, this person said, as someone who has successfully navigated a multifaceted life, what advice would you give to aspiring individuals trying to strike a balance in their own lives?
The advice I would give to such individuals is to know that whatever you set your mind to achieve, you can. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So that's when you will feel it's too difficult, I can't do it. Can you just try to delete the I can't out of your vocabulary? Then you'll be so amazed at the things that you can accomplish.
It reminds me of what you said earlier. You said that your brain can take anything you
It can.
give it to.
It can. That's why when people that they say, okay, their brains are dull, not like some people are born with a good IQs, but then you just need to add maybe social quotient and increase that and all these other cues and everything. But then when you feel that and you are lazy, you don't want to just push.
Yes.
You don't just want, you just want to stay in your comfort zone. That's when you can't achieve a lot of things. But if you want to discipline yourself and you want to do the hard work and you want to do the smart work, you'll be amazed. If you can just take out the word can't from your book, you'll be amazed. Even you will be shocked at the things
What
you
you
can
can
accomplish and achieve.
And
Yes.
you know, I saw a study online. I don't know if it's been verified, that said that when you don't use your brain, actually your brain dies.
Yes, of course it's true.
Your brain dies when you don't use
It dies. It's the truth. If you don't use your brain, it dies. If you keep using your brain, it keeps opening up. It keeps opening up the areas of your brain that the things you felt you could not achieve, you'll be shocked that you could actually achieve. And over time, by virtue of doing what you set your mind to do, it becomes simpler.
Yeah, it
you
becomes
you just
simpler.
get perfect at it. So do not feel I can't combine motherhood with career with this. No, just take out the can't.
Delete the can't from your vocabulary.
Delete it.
Like she said. And you know, it means that when you are not pushing, when you are not working hard, when you are not doing enough, not only are you not being productive, not only are you not achieving your goal, but you are also causing detriment to your own health. No, let me rephrase that. You're also killing your own brain, and you don't want to kill your brain. Okay, this person said, viewers, oh, I thought you were going to speak for yourself, but I think she took it upon herself to speak for others. She said, viewers are often curious about daily routines. Can you share some practical tips or rituals that have helped you maintain equilibrium between your career, family, and personal well-being?
Daily tips. I think
I want to know the daily tips.
the daily tips.
I want to know the daily tips.
Okay. Basically, it's not like it's a very cumbersome thing. I know that I drink a lot of water. That's for the health
To maintain the skin.
To maintain my skin. And I have a jotter by my bedside that when something pops up, like you just remember something that you need to do at work or even in the family, I just write it down. Because it doesn't matter how good your brain is. If you don't just ask, it comes, the inspiration comes. If you don't write it down, you're most likely to forget it. So those are part of the routines that I do as a person that makes me successful. And so when I'm up, I now prioritize. These are the things that has to for the home and the one that is for the workplace. So I just have them out. Then I always have a to-do list. I don't just get busy. When I come to work, I know what I'm going to do at a certain time. Same thing with the house. I know for this day, this is how the home front is going to look like, and I do that. So that's like my tip. I don't have a lot of, I already told you, the reading up and everything still falls back to how I planned, but the main tips are, don't be angry if you could not achieve a particular thing. Just know that, okay, I will try it some other time.
Yes.
Forgive yourself easily.
Oh,
I do that a whole lot.
very important.
So that's part of the things that keeps me successful. I do not beat myself over what I wasn't able to do or the mistakes I did. You just make a mistake and you know that, okay, you've made a mistake, but try not to repeat the mistake.
Yes.
And move on. Forgive yourself. Drink a lot of water, breathe in and breathe out.
Breathe.
Life goes on.
Breathe. Problem no they finish.
No,
so breathe.
they finish.
This person asked, in your journey, have you discovered any unexpected joys? Oh, I like this one. Any unexpected joys or silver linings in the challenges you faced? How did these moments contribute to your overall growth?
Yes, I have in my journey. I have. You know, I wasn't always the head of station. I started as a customer care provider. Then I rose to become the compliance officer. When I became the head of station, I was like, oh God, so hard work pays. And so it encouraged me to know that whatever thing you want to do, just keep at it, keep improving yourself. And when that happens, like you said, do what you celebrate yourself.
Yes.
Anyway you like, you love to celebrate yourself. You like to buy yourself a pair of shoes. You like to buy yourself a new hair. You want to take yourself out, ice cream, whatever thing you want to do.
You do.
So it makes me know that I stayed on course and I achieved this. So whatever problems come in my course of career, if I could just push through, then that's it. I will get to wherever I intend to get to.
That is amazing.
Whatever you set your eyes on, if you just keep your eyes focused on it, just keep at it, then you achieve it.
I know that as a woman, we are very talented, both emotionally, we are very talented. So if you set your sight on something and you work at it, you are most likely going to get it. And all the while, I'll be here cheering you on Empower Her, because that is what I'm here for, to celebrate you. And of course, if you have any wins that you like us to celebrate with you, just send an email to Nwachinemere60@gmail.com. Now, this is not a question. Consider this my own question.
Okay.
When you were 23, where did you see yourself? Where did you see yourself being at this time in your life?
You know, where I am in my life, I actually saw it all.
Wow.
I've always seen myself leading a group of people. I've always seen myself in the company of successful women. And currently, I belong to a group of women leaders in Africa.
Oh, wow.
So back when I was, like you said, in my 20s, I've already seen myself that, look, this is not just the way you're going to
Yes.
be. So
this is not the destination.
So when you hear people say, if you can see it, you can have it, it's not a cliche. It's actually the truth. Okay. A lot of people don't dream, and I think how people can't achieve a whole lot of things is because they just have this mindset that leave all those things is not possible because she has all the advantage.
Yes.
It's not true.
Yes.
If your mind can get it, if your mind can grasp it, you will definitely get it. So back when I was in I'd already seen, I knew that I'm not going to be a mediocre. I have known that. I've always known that. I've known I'm not going to be a mediocre. I'm not just going to be a pushover. I'm going to add value to myself. I'm going to add value to my society. My family, people will be proud of me. So I have already seen that. My husband will celebrate me. And that's exactly what's happening to me. So if you can see it, if you can just dream, have a vision, dream, see yourself where you would love to be in years to come, where you don't even have to know how it's going to happen. I never even knew how it was going to happen, but I just always knew. Look, when I was in the university, my lecturer said, one of those, when my final year, so one of my lecturers said, when you finish school, you're going to maybe go for service, then you have a period that you will look for a job. I just smiled. I said, sir, but it's not everybody that will look for a job.
Wow.
Yes, I told my lecturer.
Said that was not going to be my reality.
No, I just told her, I said, everybody doesn't have to just look for a job, finish and just look for a job. The man said, my freaky boy, what do you know? That you have to look for a job. I said, sir, I will not look for a job in the class. I said, okay, but no, so I don't argue with my lecturer. So I just kept quiet. The man just, and that was what happened to me. That has been my reality.
You defined your reality.
I did not. So I always knew I was going to, this is where I was going to see myself. This is where I was going to be. This is how my life is going to look like. And these are the things that would happen to me. So I saw myself great when I was in my 20s.
Yeah. You know, what you just said recalls an earlier episode that we had on Empower Her, where somebody said, you know, tell yourself what you want to do. Tell your mind. If you make up your mind, this is how you can set your reality. You can alter your reality just through your thoughts.
Let me add this. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you're not going to be deterred by circumstances. But then I tell you, if your mind is focused, you will achieve it.
Yeah. And
mistakes,
when you said
challenges, things can
mistakes,
just happen.
You mentioned forgive yourself.
Exactly. So those things happen, but it's not the real you. So when those things happen and you're like, I can't move forward, I can't move past this, that's when you're going to change yourself in your visions and your dreams.
And then when you find yourself, you are veering off track, as long as you have a roadmap, you know where you want to be, it's easier for you to come back in. And then forgive yourself when you make mistakes. Don't just say, oh, I just lost 3 years of my life. No, you don't have to do that. Now, this is not still part of the question, but something you said triggered this. Some people are going to be sitting there and thinking she's speaking from a privileged point of view. What do you think about that? Do you think that it's only the privileged ones who get to enjoy some of the benefits that you've already mentioned today?
Can I surprise you? Okay, maybe you might not even be surprised, but the statistics have shown a lot of the people that are privileged lose it because they depend in their privileged state. They know that I have a father there that I can just make a call. I have a mom there that I can just pull the strings. My connection can get me there.
I don't need to work very hard.
You don't need to work very hard, but you'll be surprised. There's some things in the course of life happens. And when life happens to such people, they fall flat. And there are people that misuse opportunities because of their privilege.
Yes.
But then you find out that a lot of the people that maybe start off struggling, they make a whole lot of feats, they achieve a whole lot.
Because they are more determined.
So they are determined to not repeat the cycle. Maybe they were born into real poor homes. You see those things that they say, being born into a poor home, you didn't have anything to do about that. But now, letting a poor home come from you, you are responsible for that. So it's not when the viewers feel, or you just have this mentality, the person is talking because the person had the opportunity or had the privilege.
The person got all A because they did expo.
No. That's not it. You just have to know that, make up your mind. And I have seen a lot of people that were so down, they weren't even born into a privileged home, do a lot of things. I wasn't, for one, born into a rich home. We were just there. I know the times that my mom had to go borrow foodstuff, and when she gets her salary, she'll have to go pay up. We just had maybe 2 pairs of clothing for Sunday service. You just repeat it for everybody knows that that's who you are. But then that doesn't define the real you.
It never defined you.
Going back to your question, it doesn't mean that you have to come from privilege to achieve the things. If your mind, you just have to dream big. You're not paying to dream. You're not paying to have aspirations. Let your mind grow wild with what you can achieve.
You are not paying to dream. This is Rema. Okay, our final question for today. This person said, being in the public eye, how do you manage and protect your personal space while still sharing aspects of your life with the audience? Any strategy? I think this is directed at me, but I'll let you answer it. Any strategies for finding that balance?
You have to know where to draw the line. You shouldn't bring everything that has to do with your personal life to the public.
Yeah.
You have to know, as much as you try to make it very personal and use yourself as an example. Of course, you know the things that you're not supposed to say. You're necessarily, there are people that live their lives and it's like a reality show.
Yeah.
You can't say that's not right, but you should be able to choose what should be your own reality, what works for you. Please just do what works for you. So that's how because for the people that choose to live like that, they don't mind the things that happen, the things that people say about them. They are able to withstand the stress. So if you know that you cannot withstand the stress of bringing your family to the public, you should be able to shield your family in some instances.
Yeah.
It's not everything you put out there in the public.
Yeah.
So do what works for you.
Even for security purposes.
For security, that's what I'm saying, for security purposes and for all other purposes.
Yeah.
So if you know you're not wired like that, so please just do the one that works for you. Check inwards and know this is what works for me and do that.
Yeah. Okay. Now that is all. That is all the questions that we can take today. But if you have more questions, feel free to send them in. Even if we don't answer them here on the show, we can of course send you direct answers and or answer them in other episodes of Empower Her. Now, ma'am, coming back to you. You know, as a woman leader, I know you're not a woman leader in your church, but that is what you are. You're a boss lady. As a woman leader, looking at your position in life, your position in your workplace, how do you influence? Because you know that you are a role model to a lot of ladies you do not know. So what do you do to empower women, even in your catchment zone? You don't have to like do all that much, but women around you, how do you empower them?
Okay, like you said, not like even in the workplace as a leader. I lead by example.
Yeah.
Of course, best, you know, I can't tell you you should be at your workplace at this time and I'm not there.
Yes.
If I'm not there, there has to be a reason that you can identify and say, she was not there because of this. So you can't just be the work lady, the boss lady that talks, all the talks and no work. So you lead by example. And you also spread love. You don't just have to boss people around. Try to get to know what each, maybe not what every person is, but try to have the feelers.
Okay.
It's not every day that your subordinates or the people you work with or the people you lead have a good day. So try to know how to manage them. Try to know how to empathy.
And that is that emotional intelligence you talked about earlier.
Yes. Have empathy. Lead by example. Spread love. And it will be easy for you to command the troop. When they know that you're not the one that
you genuinely care about them.
You care about the people, so they will give their best to you.
Yeah, that is very important. Try to understand that they are first human.
Yes, add value to them. Let them know that you value them. You value their contributions.
Yeah.
To the organization.
Thank you so much. This has been really, really wonderful. But before we call it a day, what word do you have for the ladies out there who are watching you today? Okay,
so thank you so very much, Bess. I would say to every woman, please love yourself. Please be the best version of who God created you to be. Do not allow your work to take the place of your home. Do not allow maybe too much of home and personal interferences in your work. Try as much as it lied within your power. Just try to create that balance. It's not easy. Something must just take the top priority on the list, but try to ensure that whatever takes the top priority, it's what's going to make you happy. And above all, just ensure you have, well, my own source for me is God. So I always ask God to strengthen me, to keep me, to be the best version of myself. So
I was going to ask you about, you know, if you have, you know, support groups, that, but you've already mentioned that you have a group of other successful women.
Successful women, yes. Have support, have friends that add value to yourself. Iron sharpened iron. You cannot be an island. You will soon run out of what you know. So you have to add people higher than you that have done a lot more stuff than you, have achieved a lot more successes than you, so they can add more value to you. So don't just be an island. Do not stay on your own. Have people talk to you, add value to you, love yourself, and be the best version of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It has been really, really inspiring talking to you today, and I'm so looking forward to our next session together.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you to you all for being here with us, because truly you are the reason why we have Empower Her. As we wrap up today's episode, let's reflect on the key takeaways for today. First, balancing career, family, and self-care is a journey, not a destination. Second, prioritize self-care without guilt. It's essential for your overall well-being. Lastly, communicate openly with your family and workplace about your needs and boundaries. Oh, here is another one. embrace imperfections, and be kind to yourself. You are doing an incredible job, and I hope you found today's episode insightful and motivating. Join us on social media to share your thoughts and your experiences, and of course also your expectations, so that we can be here cheering you all the way. Follow us on Facebook at Spectrum TV Live and on X at Spectrum T Online. You can also reach out to me personally on Facebook, X, or LinkedIn at Nwachinemere. Our website, of course, is spectrumtvlive.ng, where you can watch the live TV for other wholesome content. Thank you for tuning in to Empower Her. I'm your host, Nwachinemere, signing off until next time. May you find harmony in your balancing acts.